Hello, everyone. It is Monday, August 3rd at 8:38 a.m. Oh boy, I'm back all the way out here, like last Monday, all the way out. You know, the place where I solidified my new record for walking and all that. So, yeah, my fucking feet hurt. I've actually, this time, not like last time, I don't mean the country, I mean I ran with my feet. And all that. I see you. Anyway, I'm probably gonna have to walk this route like this far like 2 or 3 more times so my feet will not hurt as much and all that. At least now the recovery is only like 1 to 2 days instead of like the entire week. Thank fuck. I would never have imagined I could walk this far though. If you asked me, could I walk all the way out here even last month, like the beginning of last month, I'd say fuck no. But here we are. And all that. So, yeah. So this is probably just be labeled general walk things because there's a lot to talk about I saw on today's trail alone. That's the first thing I'll talk about. There's this cat that's near my street, like a street over, and it's starting to like me a lot and all that, and starting to follow me now every time it sees me, and it's likely because it actually knows my schedule and stuff, I'm assuming. Because I leave around 7 on Mondays and Fridays. At least try to leave around that time and all that, you know. But, freaking, you know how it is with cats. I really like seeing petted or scratched, I guess. You get like back scratches and all that. I'm saying it's because it's very itchy and all that. Sorry if you hear all those cars. I don't know how fucking loud they are. I don't watch these videos. Believe it or not. I'm sitting on a bench. But I made a grand discovery. One of the benches down there, like the first time I got all the way out there, there's 3 benches. There's this bench I'm on. There's one at the very start of this path that leads into this part of the forest, as I'm going to call it, like trees. A little bit past it, past the billboards, there's another fucking, let me sit this way. There's another, like, over there. There's, like, 2 more benches, and there's one past the billboards. Someone finally cut it. After a month. And he did it right on when I'd finally not fucking used it. So that's, yeah. Which I found crazy. There's a bunch of kids. Some kids, an adult or 2. I think running for a marathon or something. Like someone's running half a marathon in my city, which is, yeah, you know, half a marathon, sure. And I'm assuming it's for a marathon. I gotta say, I may not be running, but I'm definitely moving. I'm moving way further along than those fuckers are. This might be hater talk. I think I know where they get off at the flood wall here. There's a parking lot, just some stairs. I'll probably go up and run from there. I walk like, I think now Mondays it's 6 miles or so, or 7 miles. It's a long distance. Because we got 1 mile from my house to the flood wall. To the end of the flood wall, I believe is another mile or so. I think getting all the way out here is like an additional mile. Like that part I know is a fact. Like it's at least 3 miles this way. I'd be surprised if it's not. And I also have to walk, guess what, the same exact distance back. So I'm walking nearly 6 miles while these guys are only going like probably 2, 3, 4 miles maybe. I mean, it's impressive distance to be jogging for a lot of it. Speaking of jogging, Now I'm actually trying to run and all that, or jog on this trail. I did it once. The only issue is my shins are so weak. My calves are great if I'm going up and down stairs, or like it still hurts when I do, so I should probably try that. I don't know. It really locks up my legs when I do that stuff. Running hurts my shins. That's probably because of my weight and all that. It's cool right now too. It's only like in the 70s instead of like the usual 80s or 90s and stuff. It's really cool. It's gonna be this cool until like 11, so I'm not too worried about making it or not. Yeah, I'm definitely walking longer distance. Like, I'm going for longer, and I'm walking for longer at a bigger distance than they are. My beard's back, as you can tell. I said I still want to like trim these parts, you know. I'm gonna do it eventually. There's a. Let me see if I can. Okay, it's gone. Oh, no. It's right there. I don't know when, but I'm sure you guys can see that, I think. There it is. You see that red dot? That's a mosquito bite. I'm so fucking annoyed, honestly, at the mosquitoes here. I want to roll my sleeves. I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know this shirt would actually, like, really be good for it, if I'm being honest. Yeah, just a little roll up, and that's what you get. Ah! Let me get up, though. Let me put on my phone for a second, make sure it doesn't slide. Okay. So, you know. And all that. Yank. So, yeah. Look at that. So, I feel a bit naked now. Usually I don't really wear sleeveless shirts. And I just pulled up the sleeves on this bitch. But, yeah, it's crazy. And all that, how far I've actually walked. I didn't think my body was capable of this so soon. I thought it'd take, like, until winter, really, or until, like, mid-fall before I can even reach this. And yet, here we are, you know? Here we are. So, another thing is, there's a guy on my trail going off about Trump and all that, and all the usual stuff you might hear from liberals about him. And all the Democrats, he also talk about Reagan and stuff. I don't know. He was talking to a phone to someone and stuff. And it definitely was towards me. It's definitely interesting to hear another person say it, though. And all that. Yeah, that's like just a lot of crazy shit on my trail. Oh yeah, and bicyclists. There's something I've been meaning to talk to you for like 2 weeks, about for 2 or 3 weeks now, but it keeps slipping my mind. And all that. And that's, some people on bicycles, like, you know how fast bicycles can go, and I'm talking about the manual ones, not the electric ones. And those are forbidden on the flood wall. Those kinds of electric vehicles, I believe. No one's gonna enforce that shit because it's really just a bike with a motor. It doesn't change much. But there's some people with bicycles who, when they go by me, they say hello. Why? If we're walking by each other, I understand it. If you're on a bicycle, you're going like fucking 20, 30 miles per hour because it's a straight fucking stretch. Why are you saying hello to me? You're not even going to be able to hear my response most of the time. I find it a little bit annoying that bicyclists do that. I know it's to be friendly and stuff. Trust me, I know it's to be friendly, but it's like, no one's going to say hi to you while you're on the bike, you know? So why are you saying it to everyone you pass? Not everyone does it, only some. It's like a minor few. Another thing is if you're walking and all that, and this is another one that actually really annoys me, believe it or not. When you're walking and you pass by someone and they say hello in the most quietest thing, or morning in the most house thing, it's like, morning. I can barely hear you, and I don't know if I should respond or not. If you're gonna be that quiet with your response, if you want to have it set it back to you, speak up. Or if you're not gonna say it loud enough to make it easy to hear, I'm talking about when there's like no cars around. That's when people do it. Or if you don't want to respond, just don't say it, because I'm not gonna start. I don't ever say hello first. I don't say morning first and all that. I don't ever say it, so you know. Another thing on my drone walks is every time I walk, fucking mosquitoes tear me up and all that. That's no surprise. I don't fucking know where they're at though. I never see them. The first month of walking, June, I saw them, right? After that, they're like fucking ninjas. Like, fucking, that spot I showed you on my arm, that's covered by my sleeve. I don't know how the fuck they got there. Hell, one time they even got me twice in the ass. How? It's just nuts how stealthy mosquitoes out here are, because it's really annoying to be eaten alive by them, if I'm being completely honest. Oh yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, since today's the 2nd, my birthday will be the 4th of August, which is 2 days from now, on Wednesday. I'm not gonna walk that day, obviously, but I just wanted to point it out because I'll be 23. And it's weird being 23 and all that, you know. I still haven't held a job, although I will say on my Twitch, if you want to go check that out, I believe it's in the description down below. I stream a game called Enlisted right now. On my Twitch, I'm getting quite a few viewers. I've been thinking about maybe monetizing it. You know, ad revenue and all that. Probably won't be too much because I only have like a small handful of viewers, but it's definitely something I'm thinking about pursuing. Since on one hand, I do want to get money off of Twitch. It's kind of one of the reasons I started, so I can eventually earn money just playing games I like and all that. You know? On the complete other hand, though, I don't want to screw my viewers with a shit ton of ads. Because I know Twitch is a little bit forcible with the ads, if you will. Because I'm just a console player, and I know I can run ads. I've run ads before to see if it'd work, and it does, and all that. Which is funny as shit that they let me run ads even though I don't have the way to get the money. Because I'm not, verified or whatever they called it. I don't have like a credit card on there. I don't have a bank account. I haven't even verified the money thing where you gotta do the form for taxes or whatever. I forgot what the purpose of that is. Well, it's to make sure they tax you correctly, depending on the nation you're in or country. Yeah, I've been thinking about that too. I've been thinking about analog horror. I haven't watched any in a few months now since I started walking and all that, and I'm planning to get back into it. If you guys have any suggestions, say them in the comments, please. For like any good ones, like any new ones, or any ones I got updated in the last few months and all that. Yeah. I'm trying to think of something to say. Oh boy. Yeah, I don't got anything to really say at this point and all that. Just keep messing with my t-shirt because it keeps obviously unraveling itself because it's meant to be a t-shirt, not a sleeveless and all that. Do I ever feel unsafe on my walks? Sometimes. It's very rare though that I feel like that, but obviously I'm still here and I haven't reported any incidents that have happened, so I must be doing something right? Deltarune. I know a few chapters have come out since I last watched it. You know that. I think I last watched it was chapter 3 a few years back, like 3 or 4, whenever it released. I believe the 5th chapter was just released and all that. And I bring it up because I'm kind of in a boat of wanting to wait till the last chapter is done before I play through it, not play through it, watch through it, because I don't think it's on console, to my knowledge. And it's a little bit annoying waiting for it because normally the games you're waiting for to be fully released and all that, people spoil it and stuff, or waiting for you to buy it and they'll spoil it. That's happening with me on YouTube a little bit, and my friends as well. Like when we're doing D&D and all that, they'll sometimes reference something from Deltarune and all that, or we'll speak about something. I know usually around that time I'm clocking out, but I still hear it subconsciously and all that, and it's still just a little bit annoying. It's also annoying on YouTube Shorts as well because it's showing characters I didn't think were in chapter 3 that I know weren't in chapter 3, and it's memes of these characters I haven't seen before and all that. It's really one of the most annoying things I can think of how to deal with right now, At least personally, I think it's very, very annoying to have to deal with, honestly, because I'm trying to wait for it to fully come out before I watch it and all that. And of course, you always run the risk of stuff being spoiled, because what's surprising is I don't know anything about chapter 4. I didn't even know chapter 4 came out. I don't think it came out of chapter 5 to my knowledge. But chapter 5, oh boy, everyone's just spoiling that. Good morning. And all that stuff. Here's the bench. They finally cleared away the grass. But yeah, it's annoying because me spoil characters that existed in the chapter and all that, because I know with Deltarune, it's taken a lot of the same characters from Undertale and just changing them up a little bit visually, name-wise, and slap them into Deltarune and give them their own now unique personalities. That's great and all. And I do appreciate that. That's actually smart. It's still annoying to be spoiled on the character, because you don't know what's going to happen in a game. No one knew it was going to happen. And then within 2 weeks of releasing, I already know a few characters. I'm not going to say them and all that. But it's really annoying to see. The Backrooms, the movie came out. It's been out for a little bit now, and I got to say, I haven't watched it, but I'm a little bit disappointed, if I'm being honest. I know it's popular and all that stuff, but I was there with when their Backrooms first came out as the online fandom concept and all that. And initially, it was supposed to be just one room, no monsters at all. It's literally just you alone, nobody else, no food, no water, just a yellow staticky noise thing and all that. I know I'm going to sound like an uncle. I'm going to sound like I'm old when I say this. It's only been a few years since it came out, not decades. King Pixels, he's doing great work, by the way. Love him for his work. But he came up with the concept of a monster in the back rooms, at least the floor one. As the more the backrooms fandom grew, they came to make more floors and stuff for it. So it went from being initially a long yellow area and all that with no monster. It was just buzzing lights, you yourself, and all that. Then people added floors to it. Well, different levels is what it's called. Level 1's the rooms I'm talking about. They added positive and negative, I guess. There's a lot to it. The famous one's probably the pool rooms next to the back rooms and all that. But then the movie came out and Kane Pixels made, well, initially Kane Pixels made his analog thing. And I think most people now think that the first level of the back rooms, the OG one, is supposed to have a monster when it's not. And that worries me with the movie because it's very popular. That's great. I'm happy it's popular. It's good for Kane Pixels. And it's good for the freaking fandom as well, because it's obviously going to expand and all that. The only issue I have with it is that I think now it's guaranteed that the original premise and how the room initially is going to now be permanently changed forever in the fandom. Which, you know, things evolve, things die, things change, it's whatever. But I'm sad to see that the original premise of the back rooms is basically completely gone now. Now, yeah, the other levels, which, you know, I'm fine with that. I think a lot of people are fine with that. I don't know about the original creator, because I believe he was kind of tweaking about it. I think he was a 4chan guy, too, so, you know. But, I'm just sad that now it's likely that the first level will never not have a monster now, ever again. You know? Because one thing I was fine with was the, it expanding, right? Initially it was one person, but as years on, people made factions and stuff, that little bases in the first room and all that, the first level. I still think that's fine, because what ended up happening was that freaking that it was so big, the room was massively big, infinitely big, that you wouldn't really be able to likely find an outpost, so you're basically still alone and all that at the end of the day. I'm just worried about the monster because, you know, it's infinitely big. The monster can't be on everyone that appears in there, and I think people are making more monsters. I mean, some people already have. There's stuff like the Smilers who hide in a dark place, but you only see it's like really games and all that. You know? Dead tree? But yeah. Really, like, you see all these monsters on the first level. The most popular one being Kane Pixels. And now it seems like for the little bit I've seen of the back rooms, it's freaking now I guess yourself, I don't know, like a personification of you. I don't know. I don't like it. Like, I'm sure it's a great movie. I'm glad for Kane Pixels. I just don't like how it's changing the lore of the back rooms. It's going to be permanent, because the thing is, when a movie gets popular, here's the other thing about history. I think Batman's DC, right? I hope it is, or I sound like a fucking idiot. Yeah, it is. Batman's DC. Mr. Freeze is DC. Mr. Freeze was a low-grade villain to Batman and all that, up until one of the animated shows and all that gave him the backstory of his wife, Mr. Freeze Nora, being frozen, and Mr. Freeze is trying to find a cure. That became so popular that immediately became de facto canon for like every single Mr. Freeze from that point on. And this worries me at the backrooms, because freaking, you know, it can lead itself to basically being permanently established that, hey, this is how this works because the media is popular. You know, that's not how it originally is. I guess that's something I'm glad with SCP, Because SCP is pretty fucking rigid and they don't let you change much unless the site moderators or the author themselves decide to change it. It's also why I think you probably have to make your own SCPs, because let's be honest, you'd have to ask, I believe, the creators of it for permission for each SCP you plan to use and all that, or it has to be free to view and all that, usually. Or if you are going to make it, it has to be your own model, your own version of it and stuff. Because somebody put the original version on the site was actually changed because I believe the image is copyrighted. Sad as it is, rest in peace, Peanut for 173, SCP-173. And people can't just go willy-nilly making their own canon stuff about it. They can, but it's not like mainline canon. But there is no mainline canon either. There's multiple canons that exist within different universes and SCP stuff, and I think that's fine. I think that's how the Backrooms should be too. You have one Backrooms version, you have a different timeline. It exists. The issue is I don't think I should say with SCPs, there's also Tales and stuff, which is separate from SCPs. That's like just a small story involving SCPs. And that generally leads itself into its own like little canon and all that. So everything's canon and everything's not canon. It's up to you, basically. But the main SCP themselves are pretty rigid if you only look at that itself and not the tales. So what ends up happening is that's why you get multiple canons and multiple timelines and stuff, is because of that stuff, the rules. For the Backrooms, I don't think that's going to happen. I think I think a mosquito bit me on the fucking leg and I didn't notice because it's so itchy now. I think the Backrooms is going to adopt the movie as its lore now, if it is that popular enough. And it's not going to be its own universe. It's going to be what's considered the mainline one. It was a little bit sad to see, in my opinion. If it does happen, there's a chance it doesn't. Another thing I've heard is that apparently the same people who made the Backrooms movie, I forgot who exactly was, I think it might have been Warner Bros, I don't know, and all that, they also acquired the rights to Siren Head, which is a surprise to me because I thought there's a Trevor Hudson thing, or whatever his name is. I didn't think I'd see the day one of his creatures would actually be will have the rights be purchased to use in a movie. I don't know if it is or not, but I'm a little bit glad that, assuming it's like the unique style Backrooms, because I heard the Backrooms, it was also like very fucking unique and all that. Like, you can tell it's not like Hollywood slop where it's like all these big names and stuff, just stereotypical tropes. From what I know, I hope that if the Siren Head thing's true, that it follows that same thing where it's not big names and all that, because you know how stuff usually goes. You get like a IP, you do good with it, you need to buy something that's similar to it. Backrooms is a horror one, Siren Head's a horror one. Siren Head's more on the analog horror side though than the anomalous side, if I'm being honest. Well, analog does have anomalous stuff, they all do, but it's not like SCP creepypasta. It's not like that. It's more like, I guess, non-major sites and stuff, non-major government, non-major corporation, basically, for that stuff. Usually it's just like small groups of people just doing their best to survive against that shit is usually what you follow in those universes. And for Siren Head, again, assuming that the thing is correct, what really worries me is that the popular actors and all that are going to see how well the Backrooms did, and then the studio is now going to hire popular actors for Siren Head and all that, so that way that the draw is now the actors, not the movie itself. Because, you know, popular actors are pretty good with it. They're popular for a reason, but you don't always want popular actors in your movies, you know? Like, look at Django Unchained, for example. That's a very popular movie. I haven't watched it, and apparently Will Smith turned it down, and it's like basically a classic and all that. Like, you still got, of course, the what's his name? I forgot his name. I know they did have a popular actor in it. Just one, though, I believe, to my knowledge. Well, they actually got two. They got two, but, you know, those guys are already great at what they do. Nowadays, like, when you see popular actors in movies, though, you know, like, think of Jack Black in the Minecraft movie. Think of most Mortal Kombats. Hell, fucking current Mortal Kombat movie has like a shit ton of popular people in it, and I'm honestly a little bit worried about the upcoming Mortal Kombat movie, but not at the same time. So I know the popular actors are mostly some from The Boys, Carl Urban, Oi Butcher, and all that. And he's a good actor, but I know it's just so annoying to me that all these movies, all these popular franchises, are always like, you know what? It's a popular gaming franchise, right? Or a popular horror franchise. Let's slam a shit ton of popular actors in it. Like, you don't have to do popular actors to make it good. At the end of the day, it's about the characters themselves. Especially with something like Mortal Kombat, because it's how the characters act and all that. Whether the actors are popular or not will not really determine its success. Like, if it's a good movie or not, obviously it'll affect the sales, but, and that's all they really care about, is corporations and all that companies at the end of the day. But if it's a good movie, it'll be talked about for a long time. If it's a bad movie, it won't be talked about for a long time. Anyway, I think it's enough about yammering and all that. It's now 9 o'clock, and I got like another hour and probably like 20 minutes of walking before I get home. So I'm going to end the video here and all that. I'll see you guys on another one on Friday. Have a good one. Also, do check out my Twitch and all that's in the chat. When you're seeing this video, it'll be at 12. I stream every day at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or about 2.5 hours or so after this video ends, give or take. But until then, see y'all later. Bye.